welcome to today's video. Today we got another Japanese game. Alright, what is this going to be? Is this going to be one of those like pet simulators? Alright, we're just going to start. Alright, what do we have here? Alright, stage 1. Alright, so it's just a puzzler, but much harder to control, to be honest. Like, it is quite a effort. Trying to see... Yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to see, if we did it that way as well. I mean, I can see the appeal for some audiences for this game, but it is not the best game as far as like controlling and everything. It's very... When you get the hang of it, it's not as bad as it could be. But you don't get to move around as much as you would like. Alright, so those ones you can't do that to. You can only jump so far. It is a little unique in the fact that you have a dude that you're like running around trying to, you know, do all this with. And you have a lot of open space for it. So you can get trapped. And picking up things from the ground is a little harder to do. I wish there's other ways of, Yeah, like, it gets very difficult to, like, really control your raccoon. At this point, I can just let this squirrel do it for me. I mean, that's something... There's a lot of elements to this that you can, if you get really good at this game, use to your advantage. I don't know what they need us to do to finish this game, or this level. Oh, so we're just at level 5. We're just getting there. We are stuck. We screwed ourselves. We are... This is where you die. Is, Alright, that was the stage, so alrighty then. I mean, it's interesting. It is unique, but honestly, it's not overly well done. The controls are really... Honestly, they just take a lot of getting used to. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's not as well done as most other puzzlers. It's different, and I think it's actually going to be more... Can we push this? Damn it. Yeah, it's really frustrating on controls of the game. Because you're trying to do things, and it just doesn't work with you. Pick it up, you little rodent. And it's kind of disappointing that you can't pick up stuff that's on the ground, really. When there's other like, all right, we're doing it. Like, sometimes it does it, sometimes it's not. I've been trying to do it a few times. And it just was not working for me. But hey, we're getting there, so that's all that matters, right? I tell you, after a while, you just want to bitch slap that squirrel. You're like, oh, enough with your spring cleaning. Leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, see, here's where you can't pick up the bottom one. And it's just really obnoxious that you can't. Yeah, just the controls all around just really make this game a little more difficult than it needs to be. I mean, it's very unique and it's very different. And you got to get used to being able to figure out kind of the way everything works. We're just going to let that happen. And then you miss the wrong one. See, that's why I like having the cursors and everything like you normally would on these kind of games really is so much better because you can see what you're selecting. Here, it's like you try to get something that you want, but then you wind up with something else. I mean, all in all, it's a decent little game. I think it's definitely geared more towards some of the younger girls for this kind of thing. You know, you're playing a cute little raccoon and everything, but like controls really are the crux of this game. Like you can, like they're decent enough, and you know you can control it and everything. But trying to select which item you wind up grabbing sometimes is a crapshoot, depending on how you do things. The fact that you can only do certain things a little bit here and there. I mean, I understand that is part of the game where you can only jump too high or one high, and you have to like create all these like ladders and doing all this stuff. And it definitely adds for a more unique puzzling experience. But I think not being able to like really target the things that you want winds up being just a little bit more nuisance than nuance. But all in all, I mean, it is very original. It's very unique. It has its very intricate sort of gameplay to it, more so than a lot of puzzlers like this. Like, this is a lot more complex and different than like a Tetris or a Dr. Mario or any of those basic, because in its core, it's a very basic game. Match 3, match 4, do your thing. But the fact that you have this wide open area and a little character that you have to actually go grab things and move them around and adjust things, but he can't really jump or climb, which is interesting because he's a raccoon that usually can do a little bit more. But so you actually have to work on the nuances of the game where you can only, move one space up and over and stuff, and the being able to jump and grab things that are a little higher and move them over. Everything takes a little more work to do. Everything has its own uniqueness to it. All in all, it is a very, like I said, very unique, very interesting, very, very elaborate and intricate game. But because of the slight slowness of movement, the ability to not really be able to target what you want to grab, so sometimes you feel like you're on one thing, but you grab the other, which of course completely screws you over in a lot of ways. And there's just a lot of stuff working against you in not the good way where, oh, that's just kind of the game being difficult. It's just where the game is difficult and unique enough as is that it doesn't need those little hindrances that almost feel like an accident more than like actually intention, to where you're just like, well, that's a little frustrating and that could be a little bit better. But all in all, as a whole, the game is a very unique, interesting puzzler that, if you really are into that kind of stuff, is very well done and has a lot of, way more differences and uniqueness to it than pretty much any other of the puzzlers that we've done on this page. So definitely worth a shot if you like puzzlers. Again, be ready to, have to relearn a bunch of stuff, kind of figure out the slight nuances, and you have to be able to just keep your thing when you're grabbing something that you want and you wind up with something else. And the jumping is a little frustrating, and placing it, you gotta work on, instead of it kind of scooting you a little bit, it's a very stickler for when you're dropping stuff, to where you have to make sure you're in a perfect spot to drop it in front of you. Otherwise, that again will throw you off big time. And where it's not, it seems like it's faster than it really is, where it feels like you have a lot of time to do stuff, but then you don't at the same time. So it's one of those very, very interesting puzzlers that, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of nuances that you need to be aware of and understand and work on. But all in all, like, very different than anything else I've played in this kind of genre here. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Till next time, you guys have a great one.